Welcome back to the Sunday Business Page.
Would you like to work in a field that pays well and provides a rewarding career to help build and rebuild America? Well, on Saturday, March 30th, at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center, the Builders Guild of Western Pennsylvania and a number of local companies are holding an event to educate students, parents, and job seekers about the economic potential of working in the construction industry. They can also find out whether they qualified for free, yeah, that's free, training for a career in that industry. Joining us now on the Sunday Business Page is Jeff Nobers, Executive Director of the Builders Guild of Western Pennsylvania. Jeff, welcome back to the show. Good
to be here.
You know, I've been long familiar with your work and the work of others in the Pittsburgh area about to train people in the construction industry. Let me just ask right off the bat, do you need workers in this profession?
Oh, we absolutely do. And as we look ahead here in the next couple of years, we're going to hit a point where we're losing thousands of current workers to retirement.
Yeah, the
tail end of
boomers.
the baby boomers.
Yeah, we're all retiring.
Exactly. So not only do you have the increased need and demand because of all the construction, the industry that's going on here right now, but you have to backfill in too for these people that are leaving. So if there was ever an opportune time to get into the construction industry generally, and then specifically into the trades for a long-term career, it's now.
And what you're doing on March 30th then is to help people understand what the advantages are of working in that?
Well, it's that, and really, you know, the one thing we've seen over the past few years is we've really tried to ascertain, you know, why is it that people don't understand what these careers are about? Right. Well, you know, we could talk forever about go to college, go to college, go to college, and for a long time, careers like this were just discounted. They were thought as being a subtype of employment, if you will. And the reality is they're highly technically skilled positions. You have to have good analytical skills, problem-solving skills. You have to be able to communicate.
And Jeff, you can make six figures.
Oh, you easily can make six figures. I mean, a person coming out after a 3 to 5 year apprenticeship, on average in our market, is making about $65,000 a year plus benefits. The national number is about $50,000. So we're well above that national average.
Wow. So, and this can be a young person in their 20s.
Hey, we have 19 and 20-year-old kids working in the gas industry for the operating engineers, and they are making well clear of six figures right now. And these are
19,
kids that walk,
20-year-olds making
yes,
$100,000 plus?
They came out of high school, and that was it.
I'm in the wrong business. But I'll tell you, you know, you put a finger on it. It does require training. And so the apprentice programs, which as I understand are offered by a number of the different trades and the unions involved, they're free. And in fact, in some cases, I think they actually pay you.
In every case, you're paid.
Every case, you're paid while you're training.
We have 16 different apprenticeships that are connected to our 16 regional construction trades. Some have some subspecialties in them, so there's about 35 different disciplines you could follow. That training is paid for by the contractors and the unions, the union members, so there's no tuition cost. Maybe a little bit for some course books or something, but we're talking a few $100s, minor. And you are paid throughout that training. The starting range in the first year of an apprenticeship right now is between $18 and $22 an hour, plus health care, plus pension.
Wow. So on March 30th, you're going to introduce folks. Anybody can come to the convention center to learn more about these programs?
Yeah, it's open to the public between 8 and 4 p.m. You merely come in. We're in the West Hall, Hall C, the west side of the convention center. And you know, just as a note, on Friday we'll be there, although it's not open to the public that day. As of yesterday, we have about 3,400 7th to 12th graders coming in to meet with our trades.
You're going to bring in the junior high and high school, middle school and high school students to come in on Friday. And then the next day, parents as well as kids can come.
And you know, job seekers, career changers.
Do you have to? I mean, can somebody in their 30s and 40s? Are they eligible for these programs?
We have a few apprentices in their 50s. So
is that right?
As long as you have a desire to work,
so there's hope for some of us.
So you and I can go there as soon as we both decide to retire.
I think not. I think not. The health of the construction industry in Pittsburgh. You pointed out that we really need these workers. We need trades people. Do we still have the jobs?
Oh, we do. We're
still building.
We're still building. I mean, the projection for this coming year is in the neighborhood of $5.5 billion, and that's in the 12-county region here in southwestern PA. And this is all non-residential. This is not...
Right, because as I recall, we're talking, I mean, UPMC is putting up $1 billion something.
Close to $2
billion in new hospitals. And the Allegheny Health Network are doing some expansion as well. I did want to ask you, in terms of the folks who want to get into this field, can you describe, when I think of the trades, I think of plumbing, electrical, carpentry, but can you give us just a broader view real quick of what you think?
Well, you have trades such as sprinkler fitters, which obviously put in sprinkler fitting systems, fire suppression systems. So you have that trade. You have elevator constructors, you know, folks that work specifically on installing and repairing elevators. Steam fitters, which used to be called pipe fitters.
Right.
You know, they do a lot of work on the gas lines.
I'm assuming if we go online where we just put this up for more information, people can really find out all the different...
if you click the apprenticeships tab, it gives you a drop down to all 16 of the programs.
Jeff Nobers, thank you. Good luck to you on this program.
Thanks, John.
We really appreciate what you're doing here in the community. We'll be back with more of the Sunday Business Page in just a few moments. Stick with us.